We're going to start cutting some bales for the fourth course. And we're going to do this once real slow so you guys can see exactly how we do it. It's not, obviously, it's not the only way to do it. It's just how we get it done. So here's what you need to separate a bale. We have a baling needle, pair of scissors, tape measure. And for our webbing, we have buckles, our ratchet tool, and our webbing. Okay, we need two 20-inch bales, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to get two 20-inch bales out of this one bale, and we'll have about 4 or 5 inches left over, and that will just add to the pile of straw that we'll use for cob and stuffing the seams. Okay, so we've got this laid out. This is our first 20-inch mark. We like putting in 2 straps, and we do it approximately where the outside twines are on these 3-string bales. And when you measure it, you got to make sure you measure it from the furthest mark out, because the original twine cinches it in, and it can give you an incorrect measurement. So we got it marked. Yvonne's got a piece of webbing laid out, and then I'll just take this and shove it straight through at the 20-inch mark, or as close to it as we can get. Now, the one thing we have learned while we're doing this is that by having our webbing set up on this rack over here, we can actually pull the webbing through without cutting it, thereby eliminating a lot of waste. We had previously always been estimating how much webbing we need, and now we're able to use exactly how much we need. Okay, then we'll get the buckle put on and just loosely cinched up, and then Yvonne will start measuring for the second webbing. Now, when we first started splitting bales, at this point, we would take the ratchet tool and we would ratchet this tight. And the one thing we've learned is that ratcheting it too tight really deforms the bale. So for these smaller bales, we leave the longer tail, this part right here on the webbing, we leave it just as it is and cinch it as tight as possible. Then we're going to split our bale and see how it fits. If we need to compress the bale because we didn't make it narrow enough, we can then set the ratchet tool on here and cinch it down. Otherwise, it'll be fine, just like it is. So now that these are completely cinched off, we'll just cut the original twine.
Voila!
And voila.
2 new bales. That's left over.
So all that's left to do now is trim these up with the chainsaw and put them in place. Yvonne is driving in the last piece of rebar. The fourth course is now complete. Hit it, girl. Oh, yeah.
Done. Woo.
The straw bale walls for the house are complete. We've got all 4 courses up. All the bales are pinned. All of the door bucks and window buckings are pinned to the bales. And the next step is going to be the box beam. Yvonne is scheduled to go to Los Angeles Monday. That's in 2 days. Whether she goes or not, because they're on lockdown, I don't know. If she leaves, she made me promise not to do anything on scaffolding by myself. And so I'll probably be digging some ditches for the septic system or figuring something else out to do. There's always something to do. Today, Yvonne and I are channeling our inner Christo. She's going on vacation for about 9 days, and there is a slight chance of rain on one day. Well, actually about a 50% chance of rain on one day. So we decided to get our tarps prepared for the worst situation. This is the tarp we use to cover the deck during the monsoon season, and it measures 30 feet wide and 50 feet long. Now we've already cut off a 10-foot length, giving us a 10 by 30 foot section. That is covering the east wall right now. We then took the remainder and divided it into 3 sections. So 9'9" by 40. And these will be used to cover the remaining sides. So here I'll show you what it looks like now from the east side. We covered the east side with the smallest tarp that we have, or I should say the smallest section, because this is the side that will get least affected by rains. Our eastern sides tend to stay the driest. So now we're going to set up and do the south side next. So what we're going to do is when and if the rain comes, I'm going to come along here and staple along the bottom and along the door buck. Right now we're going to leave it loose so that I can get in and out. Because as soon as I staple it, it's too tight of a squeeze for this old man. So the next thing to do is to consolidate these bales, to get them into the smallest footprint possible so I can easily cover them with a tarp. Now that the bales are stacked, it's time to get this thing covered with a tarp. Well, here it comes, guys, as predicted. Heading in from the southwest. We'll see how much rain we get. Good morning. We had a long, steady rain last night, starting at about 8 p.m., ended at about 10, and then started up at 2 and went for about 4 or 5 hours. We've got some pooling here on the deck, but that's why you have toe-ups, so that this water doesn't get to the bales. It's not a big deal. I'll brush this off. The tarp all stayed in place. The bales were slightly damp first thing this morning around 6 a.m. Right now the sun's hitting them and they're almost completely dry. So I'm very happy with the results. We might get a little more rain this afternoon. No big deal. And then no more rain for the foreseeable future. Everything worked out just fine. Guys, thanks very much. I know this is a short video, but I thought it might be of interest to those that are interested in building straw bale, because you have to prepare for these kind of situations. We have to get a roof on this thing, that's for sure. Anyways, thanks very much, and please, if you like the video, hit the like button and consider subscribing. We'd appreciate it. It really supports the channel. Thanks very much, and we'll see you in the next video.